Hello everyone, the Clumsy Shark here. In today's video, we'll be taking a look at how I beat an 800 ELO player as a 700 ELO. If you enjoyed this video, I want to see more great content like this. Drop a like and hit that subscribe button. Let's get to the game. So I started off the game with pawn to e4, and then my opponent replied with pawn to e5, which is kind of one of the most popular openings against e4 besides like the Sicilian defense. I then answered with knight to f3, which was aimed to attack kind of this pawn here and kind of hope he would play knight to c6, so that I could kind of put my bishop on c4 or b5 to play the Italian game. But he didn't do that. He kind of surprised me and played pawn to d6, which is known as the Philidor defense, which I didn't know at the time. I think it was around this time I actually realized I was playing an 800 player, which was quite surprising as well, because I was just like, oh my god, I'm playing an 800 level player. Oh my god, he's gonna crush me. But I don't know, I didn't really panic. I just played my bishop to c4, kind of just to add pressure to this pawn right here, which is the f7 pawn, which is only guarded by the king. And then I kind of had other ideas of maybe moving my knight to g5, so then I could have like a double attack with the bishop and the knight on that f7 pawn, and then I could theoretically kind of fork the queen and the rook. He then played knight to c6, which is a good defense, kind of solidifies the center and stuff like that. I then played knight to c3. I didn't play knight to g5 because I just kind of wanted to get quick development so that I could just kind of have an edge against my opponent. Then he played knight to a5. So what he did was he attacked my bishop on c4 to get it to kind of just move away and not attack the f7 pawn anymore, which was kind of annoying because I can't retreat my bishop back to b3, or else it just will get taken by the knight. So kind of the two squares I wanted to move my bishop to were kind of taken away because I wanted kind of these two squares. I don't really like putting my bishops kind of in the middle of the board. So what I did is I just checked his king real quick. I did that so then like he would move his knight back and I could just pin the knight to the king. But he surprised me like once again and played pawn to c6, which at the time I didn't really know, but actually it blocked his knight from going back there. So I could have in theory like attacked his knight later on, but I just moved my bishop back, kind of keeps it on this diagonal, and then I could just, if these squares free up, or like kind of this square frees up again, I could just like move it back here. Actually, he then played his bishop to e5, just did quick development. Here I attacked the center because my thought process was if he took here, I would just take back with my knight and attack his bishop. However, the computer wanted me to kind of play this move right here, pawn to b4, because then I could attack his knight and it would be like I would be winning a knight pretty much, because the knight has nowhere to move because all of these squares are taken away from him, so I would have won a free knight, but I didn't see it. Instead I just played pawn to d4. My opponent took kind of as I expected, and then I just attacked his bishop. So he moved his queen to just attack kind of these two pawns and maybe even attack this pawn, which was quite undefended. The computer wanted me to take here, but I didn't do that. Actually, no. What am I saying? No, this pawn is defended by this knight. I don't know why you moved this queen there. I just castled in this position because I I kind of just want to get my king to safety, and then maybe get more activity just to get my rooks involved maybe in this file. So he played pawn to d4, just attacking my pawn here, and is attacked twice and not defended twice. So I just decided to take, because then I would have just attacked his bishop as well, and I would have, and it's also, this pawn's also protected by this knight. He then played bishop to d6, which was a good, I don't know, really, was it a good move? I don't know, but it was just like, it was just putting down pressure here, and he was just threatening checkmate. So if I didn't see it, I would have just lost the game, but luckily, like, I saw it, so I moved my knight to f3, so then I protected the h2 pawn. So now at this moment, I kind of knew I wasn't being, like, there wasn't going to be checkmate. So then he kind of just moved his queen back. So I just was like, okay, not too bad. The computer here actually wanted me to just, like, because on the next move I just moved my rook kind of just to this open file here. The computer actually wanted me to take the bishop here. I didn't see that at the beginning. I kind of, interestingly enough, I was just like, once I moved my rook here, I realized, oh no, I hope he doesn't like move his bishop here, or else it's gonna be quite dangerous. Which, he did play, and that's why the computer wanted me to kind of take with this pawn, kind of take the bishop here with the pawn, so I didn't have to face this problem. So here I was just having a, it was an interesting position, because I was like, okay, so if he takes the knight here, then pretty much it's checkmate on the next, not checkmate really, but it's pretty much, it's bad situation for me. Like, potentially it could be checkmate on the next move, because all he has to do is just take the knight, and I won't have enough defenders for this h2 pawn, and it's pretty much checkmate. So what I decided to do was play pawn to h3, which not only attacked the bishop, it also it also prevented the queen from connecting with the bishop and just getting a checkmate. So that was a pretty interesting move. Like, I was on pretty kind of tight position, pretty intense position, but I managed to make it work. At this moment, I calculated that if he took here and I took back with the bishop, I actually had a check against his king, and his queen, I was going to win his queen. And when he played the move, I immediately knew, just I was going to win his queen. So I took back with my bishop, attacked the queen, had a discovered attack with check, and then he played, just his queen to block the check, which is a good move, because then
Hello there.
I immediately took the queen with the rook, because I was like, okay, there's a queen, I have to take it with the rook. Actually, the computer here wanted me to play the bishop to f4, so then I could just attack the queen, because it'd still be pinned and I'd win it, and wouldn't have to lose such a valuable piece like a rook. I didn't see it. Just my process was just take the queen. We have an advantage already. What he did was just he took with his bishop. Then I kind of just pinned his bishop to the king, because I knew that this bishop in theory was just hanging. If the king were to like castle, what he did was just he protected it with pawn to f6, and here I just decided to move my bishop here to g4, because then I would prevent him from castling on the queen side, and as well it freed up my f2 pawn, so then I could just launch it forward and it would just attack the bishop. So he just took here, my pawn here, but it didn't really matter because I still played pawn to f4, and I was gonna win this on the next turn. And then he played knight to h6, just attacking my bishop, but it didn't really matter because I would have just, if I would have just taken his bishop, then he would have taken my my bishop with his knight, and I was just taking his knight with my pawn, and honestly I would just had a winning position. So yeah, so with this position, my opponent just resigned the game, and that's how I beat an 800 level player. It was an interesting game. There was definitely when I had kind of the checkmate thread kind of that he did. It was tough. I tried not to panic, but um, it was a good game. Really fun game. I didn't think I would be able to beat him, but yeah, I played well, and then we won. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.